We had a great warm-up. We've had a great week of training. We'll make out of this meet what we want it to be. Let's go out there, let's relax, let's have a great time. Let's let our conditioning, let our training, let our practice do the work for us. It's automatic at this time. Let's step out there and have a great time. And what do we say? The pride,
the tradition of the LSU Tigers will not be entrusted to the weak or timid.
Let's get out there and make a difference. Go Tigers!
That was head coach Dee Breaux getting the Tigers fired up. There will be no weakness or timidity from the Florida Gators. And this high-energy crowd as the Stephen O'Connell Center is rocking and ready for women's gymnastics. Florida about to host LSU.
A freshman from Orlando.
You're watching the SEC on ESPN. This is one of the premier conferences for women's college gymnastics. The SEC well represented in the top 25 tonight. We have 2 of the top 15. Florida ranked number 4, hosting 14th ranked LSU. And hello everyone, Sam Gore, honored to be alongside Olympic medalist Kathy Johnson-Clark and legendary coach Suzanne Yocklin. Florida is one of the elite programs in the country, posturing itself for a run at another national title. Suzanne, LSU 14th right now, but always makes this meet close. Where are these two teams in your opinion?
Well, first off, as you alluded to, this is a tough conference. 6 of the teams in the SEC are in the top 20 in the country. LSU is coming off of a win from last week where they beat Kentucky with their 2nd highest score of the season. They have a lot of momentum coming into this competition, and Coach Dee Breaux is hoping that if the team has the right mindset tonight, the sky's the limit. Florida, on the other hand, had a disappointing loss last week to national champion University of Alabama. They competed tough, but came in short. They're hoping to reestablish themselves again tonight as a national contender.
Well, individually, Kathy, Florida title, who needs to step up?
Well, first I have to say they are definitely on pace to go right through to nationals and vie for the national championship. They have a lot of talent and a lot of depth. If I have to pick a couple to talk about, I love Alaina Johnson. She is such a pretty gymnast. She does beautiful, elegant gymnastics. But what I really like about her is her intense focus in competition and the seriousness that she brings to the competition. Now, on the other hand, Ashanée Dickerson, she does huge gymnastics, even though she's quite shy and very quiet on the team and on the competitive floor. Her gymnastics speaks for itself. They are up against a very young LSU team. 4 freshmen. 2 of them are going to compete in the all-around. 2 of them are doing 3 of the events. So that's a bucket load of the routines for LSU coming from young gymnasts. And I cannot wait to see Reagan Corville. She looks beautiful in warm-ups.
Well, there's so many storylines to follow. It's always exciting to have women's gymnastics in the SEC. Florida about to put its 4th-ranked team on the line against LSU next. Here's the format for our meet tonight. We'll have 4 rotations. There are 6 gymnasts competing in each event, but only your top 5 scores count, so 1 score is thrown away after each rotation. And Florida will begin on the vault. LSU will begin on the bars. First up for Florida, Rachel Spicer, one of the talented freshmen we're going to see tonight, just joined the team after graduating from high school in December. Florida as a team ranked 10th in the nation in this event.
This is a strong event for Florida. They missed some landings in their last competition against Alabama, but they have big vaults, good difficulty. Yunchenko for a little off to the side, step to the side, and it's not as big a vault as we will see from some of her teammates, but it's still a strong beginning for Florida.
It is. She came in short on the landing. You can see that. You'll see a lot of these vaults tonight in the competition, so they will be compared, and everything is important.
And now LSU on the bars. That is a look at Lainie Fleming, a sophomore from Glendale, California.
This is the only event that Lainie competes in for the LSU Tigers. She's competed all season.
Beautiful stalder work right there.
Different dismount. A front 1.5 twist. It's a C-level skill, which is a mid-range difficulty, but meets the requirements, so it still has a 10-0 start value.
Nicole Ellis next up on the vault for Florida, second team All-SEC performer. Spicer earlier had a 9.8 for her first score.
She's also performing Yurchenko full same vault, great landing. Fantastic landing, a little bit more height, a little bit more distance.
The balance of the vault is really clear right here. You can see the dynamic off the table, the rise. She completes the twist before she starts to come down.
It's nice, she has good shoulder angle, no angle right here. Really blocks up.
I love her distance. Not quite enough control on that landing, though.
Let's head back over to the bars where Jessie Jordan is getting ready. That was an 8.75 for Fleming on her bar routine earlier. This is Jordan. She's been SEC Freshman of the Week, one of those talented freshmen we focused on earlier.
Coach Didi Breaux is building her whole team around these 4 freshmen. Jessie's competed in every single competition, and Coach Breaux said that she's competed more this year than in 2 years.
Oh, she was really in too close on that release move and then missed the handstand afterwards. Got a few little deductions. Working through it, though.
There's a double layout dismount. And very nicely done. That Jaeger that she came in close on, Kathy, she missed in warm-ups a number of times, so I think she was pulling in to make sure that she didn't end up on her stomach. She wanted to hang on to that bar.
Well, here is the defending NCAA vault champion. Doesn't get any better than this. Marissa King, an Olympian from Great Britain.
One heck of a vaulter. She performs an incredibly difficult Sukahara with a 1.5 twist. Much harder to get power on this. Oh, nice vault. Unfortunately, really had to take a large step back, under-rotated.
Because of the angle of the entry, sometimes you don't get that block off. You can see a shoulder angle coming onto the table. She doesn't get the rise, which is the reason that she comes in short.
Well, earlier a 9.875 had been scored by Nicole Ellis, which is a season high for her. Again, you get to drop a score. Over on the bars, Randy Law. Freshman from Honolulu, Hawaii. We're going to say that word a lot tonight, aren't we, ladies? Freshman?
Actually,
yes.
There's 4 freshmen in this bar lineup and 2 sophomores. So talk about a young team. LSU's got it. There's another straddled Jaeger. It's a little bit below the bar. You really want to see that above the bar when you release.
She's a little bit cleaner than she was in the warm-ups. A little tighter legs. Toe point. Handstand's not quite sharp enough, but good landing.
Absolutely. Nice combination work at the end of the routine. Gives her full difficulty.
Jordan had a 9.7 on the bars prior to this routine, and now back over for Alaina Johnson's vault.
I was watching her in warm-ups, and she's like a machine. She was just sticking one after another. Let's see if she does it now.
Very consistent, very elegant, even on this.
Yep, there it is. She's like a dart right into that mat.
Really having a terrific season thus far. Her consistency has really improved.
So far, the low score for Florida has been Marissa King's 9.725. And now back over to the bars we go. Lamencia Hall.
Her teammates know her as Mincy. An interesting call that first she was not in the uneven bar lineups, then they put her back in after the warm-ups.
She's doing a nice job, too. Very aggressive.
Well, the way Didi Breaux described her is very competitive. So I think she just pulled it all together and decided, nope, it's not going to get the best of me. I'm going for it.
Wow, and she held onto the bar in the dismount, which has been giving her some trouble. She wanted to make sure she stays in that bar lineup. Didi makes these athletes compete for their position.
Very aggressive.
Laud had a 9.825. Alaina Johnson with a 9.95 on the vault. And now it's time for Ashanée Dickerson, one of the most talented gymnasts in the country.
You'll immediately see this vault go up much higher, a lot more pop, and look at the distance, Suzanne.
Absolutely, but she's got that obvious landing deduction, which you cannot ignore. I do like the rise off the table, and of course the distance and the balance, but the step is obvious and can't be ignored even if the vault is bigger than the previous one.
Back to the bars for LSU, Sari Morrison.
Hall had a 9.825 for LSU on the bars. It's time for Sari Morrison. Morrison, a sophomore from Dallas.
Nice
Back on the bars. She's had some foot problems this year, had a little minor surgery.
Ankle surgery 3 weeks ago. So this is her first time back in the uneven bar lineups. It'll take a little while to do some of the events that require more landings on that ankle.
She's had 5 bar event titles over the course of her career.
She actually competed every event for LSU last year and was an anchor on every event. So they need her back. They're glad to have her in the uneven bars tonight. And you can see why. Her execution of the skills is excellent.
Very smooth, hitting these handstands well.
She brings so much to the table just in terms of her experience and her maturity.
Very nice job. Welcome back.
Yeah, welcome back. Nice full twisting double back dismount. Coach Philip Ogletree said she was excited to have her back in the lineup.
Kytra Hunter getting ready for the vault for the University of Florida. She's gone as high as 9.925 this year. She's following up Dickerson's 9.875.
And you don't need to be an expert to see the difference in this vault. Look at the pop, 1.5 twist. Oh, couldn't come up with the landing.
Beautiful though, just such again, I keep repeating the balance between the height and the distance. And these athletes really get the distance from the table. That's what I love about the Florida Gators on vaulting.
And all that on top of this level of difficulty, 1.5 twist. She finishes it above the level of the table. Very nice.
Kytra Hunter, one of the top freshmen in the country, 9 event titles this year. That leads the Florida Gators. It had been a 9.875 for Morrison earlier on the bars. Now Reagan Corville, we just keep saying it, another one of these great freshmen. She's leading the conference among freshmen in a couple of areas. She has one of the top all-around scores this year.
9.9 for Kytra Hunter.
The only deduction was the hop on the dismounter. We would have seen a 10 from her.
8 individual titles for Corville this year.
She's a beautiful athlete. Always wanted to go to LSU. Grew up in Baton Rouge. Look at the line, the execution, the precision.
Beautiful handstand there. Nice high dismount. Oh, why take that step? Oh, gotta pull it around a little more.
She really set the double back before she started the twist. You can see her come off the bar, set the double back before the full out, and just had those feet behind her hips a little bit.
So Corville will wait on her score to complete the rotation. Florida with a season high 49.4. We're underway in Florida with the second rotation coming up. It'll be Florida on the bars and LSU on the vault. Well, after the first rotation, both teams put up season highs. Florida leading the meet overall with a 49.4 behind Alaina Johnson's 9.95. This has been a very tight series in the past. LSU, though, has not won here in Florida since 1994, and you can see 22 of their meetings have been decided by half a point or less. Last year, that deficit wasn't quite as big, but Breaux has got her team ready to compete tonight against Florida, and it'll be LSU now on the vault. You're looking at Jessie Jordan, the second-team All-SEC performer.
Good start for this team. I think Didi has them pumped up. They competed extremely well in that first event.
She did. She was really in their face, getting them excited, getting them motivated. This is an adrenaline event, so you can't have enough.
LSU ranked 7th on the vault. Florida, being led off on the bars by Nicole Ellis, is ranked 2nd in the country in this event.
Nicole competed bars for the Gators every meet last year and has been the lead-off in every meet this year.
It's a very strong event for Florida. They're ranked 2nd in the nation so far this season.
Nicole is a great lead-off performer. She typically always sticks the dismount, and the first person up really sets the pace for the rest of the lineup. There it is.
Awesome beginning for Florida.
You can tell when she releases the bar that she's going to stick it. Sees the landing, and it's right there.
Well, it was an awesome beginning for LSU on the vault as well, as Jordan put up a 9.9, her career high. This is Ashley Lee.
That was a big score, and all because of the landing.
And a correction, that score has just been changed to 9.875 by Jordan, which is still tying a career high.
That sounds about right there. Wow, they're coming out with some decent landing. She almost pulled that off.
She has one of the higher averages on the team. Very consistent on this event. I'd like to see a little more rise off the table.
Ashanée Dickerson.
Back over to Florida, where a 9.825 was scored by Ellis. It'll be Ashanée Dickerson on the bars, a 3-time SEC Gymnast of the Week in her career here at Florida.
And this is a big routine in terms of the amplitude that she gets on her release move. It's huge.
It was a 9.875 for Ellis earlier.
Here comes the big release right at the beginning. A Hindorf.
I love that skill, especially since I competed against the inventor, Sylvia Hindorf.
That's right,
of East Germany. Though I am aging myself, I guess.
Well, she does it well. I don't know, as well as Hindorf herself.
Very dynamic, our routine. Tiny little front breaks, but you cannot deny the amplitude or that stuff landing.
I have just so thoroughly enjoyed watching her develop through the years. Big improvement on this event. Just so confident.
Especially on the form. It is something she's really working on.
Malia Mathis, sophomore from San Antonio, Texas. 2 vault titles already in her career here at LSU.
That's a different vault. Yurchenko with a half-turn front layout. It's a blind landing.
Unfortunately, she was quite a bit off to the side, misdirected on the vault. And so she comes in decently, but she even lands off to the side of the mat and then steps further to the right.
Elizabeth Mahlich next up on the bars for Florida. One of the seniors on this team. We've talked a lot about freshmen, but here's a senior.
Rhonda's really mixing up the bar lineup a little bit tonight. I want to give everybody an opportunity. Make sure that the alternates are prepared as well.
Just pulled that back. Really had to duck her head under.
A lot of double layout dismounts.
Next on ball for LSU, Kaleigh Dickson.
Kaleigh Dickson ready on the vault for LSU. Would have been a 9.75 for Mathis earlier.
Good vault again. They are very solid on the landings. They don't give them away much there at all.
This is their highest ranking event. They're ranked 7th in the nation. Don't quite have the height and distance as some of the bigger vaults we're seeing in the competition, but boy, are they attacking the landings and really trying not to give up any deductions there.
And they seem like they're really having a good time, which is what Coach Didi Breaux told them, to come out here and have fun, enjoy every minute.
See, Marissa King had a 9.925 against Arkansas late last month. 6-time All-American. 9.825 for Mahlich just before King.
It's nice to see Marissa so confident on this event now. She's changed the dismount, really worked the routine. using her strengths.
This lineup for Florida on bars is just really, really strong. The last three athletes just get better and better and better. So much confidence, a lot of difficulty, high-level execution.
I like the variety of skills, too. It's nice to see within the team.
Absolutely.
Great dismount. That has just gotten better.
And this is a Corkina. She's actually doing a front vault with a half turn, and sometimes that gets cockeyed. She did it really well. Dismount double layout above the bar. One of the better ones in the competition because her body was straight throughout.
Lamencia Hall will follow Dixon's 9.85 here on the vault.
Very dynamic vault. Nice laid out position.
I love the laid out position. Some athletes actually drop their hips a little bit too much in this vault, but you can see as she makes her turn, she actually pushes her hips forward and has a really nice body position in the air and above the table when she's rotating.
She's gone as high as 9.9 this year.
Umpires for the Gators, Mackenzie.
Yeah, Mackenzie Caquatto, a bars specialist for Florida, 7th in the nation in this event. She's won 8 bars titles during her Florida career.
Yeah, her technique is really a step above. You'll see the tightness of her body and the position of her handstands. Her swing is smooth, technically excellent.
New routine this year, this week, added the pack salto at the beginning, which she has not been doing. Rhonda wanted to see what would happen with her score if she changed it up a little bit.
Nice when you have a gymnast with that repertoire of skills that you can change it around, do all different things. Beautiful.
Very nice. Let's get the double back. I saw one shot.
You can see how tightly she keeps her legs together, toes pointed.
Reagan Corville will be the final gymnast on the vault for LSU following Hall's 9.85.
She's had 4 out of the last 5 meets with a 9.9 or higher on this event.
Ranked 4th in the nation. Nice. Oh, that's lovely.
Absolutely beautiful. The best vault of the evening for LSU. That was obvious. That's why she's in the anchor position. You build those scores and finish strong.
This is a really nice looking vault. Stretched out, toes pointed throughout, and nails the landing.
On bars for your Florida Gators.
So a good way to finish for Corville. Florida's had 3 9.9s in this bars rotation. Alaina Johnson will anchor the Gators.
Something special about her in this competition. I really see her in warm-ups just working so well, getting competitive, doing things big.
She's ranked 4th in the nation in this event.
Again, the variety of skills is just so nice to see. Every Florida gymnast doing something different, different combinations. A lot of the same dismounts, but they're all done so well.
Boom! Wow. I knew she was going to stick it. You could just see it in her face before she started the routine.
The determination. Now her release. Oh.
Such gorgeous form throughout.
So a good ending for Alaina Johnson after Corville had posted a 9.925. We'll have the results from the second rotation between Florida and LSU coming up. Now this pink out night has started very successfully for Florida on the vault. Alaina Johnson's 9.95.
And this was a major turning point in that first rotation. When she nailed this beautiful vault, you could really see the energy just explode.
The success has continued into the uneven bars. Ashanée Dickerson put up the first 9.9.
The best part of this routine was the amplitude on her release moves, and then of course the punctuation at the end, nailing the dismount.
I said the first because there's actually 4 9.9s in this rotation for Florida. Marissa King would put up the next one.
I guess you could say they were dressed to the nines and then some. Very nice form from this team. great level of difficulty, incredible landings on this event.
Following King, the bar specialist, Mackenzie Caquatto.
Just when you think it can't get any better. We've seen fantastic routines, and then the technique that Mackenzie uses is just gorgeous. And another perfect landing. Definitely pretty in pink on the uneven bars.
And then Alaina Johnson, she was not satisfied with that 9.95 vault performance. She turned it on again in the uneven bars.
Just lovely routine here, showing off flexibility, amplitude, nice variety of skills, and of course the requisite stuck landing.
And Rhonda Faehn, obviously very happy with her team heading into these next two rotations.
Amazing job up there. Unbelievable.
All right, Kytra, figures in that last rotation. Ashanée Dickerson at 9.9.
One thing at a time.
Marissa King at 9.9.
Halfway through, Rhonda Faehn getting her gymnasts focused, and Florida leads by just over 0.4 of a point after the two rotations. We've gotten started on the beam right now for Florida, Randy Stageberg. Florida ranked second in the nation in this event.
Randy is such a great leadoff performer because she loves this role. She says it's really an honor, and she just embraces the fact that Coach Faehn puts her in this position, and she gets to start out the team.
How incredible is it when you can find that special gymnast who fits that position, that leadoff, all-important spot?
Well, when you do, you leave her there for 4 years.
Yes.
I can tell you that much.
Whether she likes it or not, though. It's a great position. It's, I'm glad she sees it as an honor, because it truly is.
Why would the leadoff be an honor as opposed to the anchor?
Well, here's the thing. The positions are all different. Scores tend to build as the lineup progresses. So obviously, the ones anchoring have the best chance of getting the highest score. Not necessarily, but that's usually how it works. So you're almost sacrificing that. But to have that unique person who can handle the pressure, going first and setting the pace for your team is unbelievable.
It's dismount, back handspring, back layout, step out, immediate full twist. Is a way to really work the coda points and put together the difficulty.
And now over to the floor where LSU will be in this rotation. Kaleigh Dickson, second team All-American. LSU ranked 12th in the nation in this event.
This is an event that the coaches really feel can be one of their best events, like the vault. You've got strong tumbling.
Kyle's really improved since the beginning of the season. She just gets better and better on this event. And Coach Breaux has really been pleased with her progress.
Oh, wow, she pulled that out.
It's so difficult to perform this event in an away venue. The crowd does not get into the visiting team's routines, and this is a performing event. So the athlete really has to stay focused and just sort of get in their bubble and try to have fun out there. She's doing a really good job of recovering it from the beginning and the first mistake. She's come on strong.
Much better final pass. She had a little trouble on that first pass, just missed the timing of the punch going from the first somersaulting to the second.
So her knees almost buckled and gained her forward. She pushed herself forward.
Rachel Spicer, another early entrance freshman, following Stageberg's 9.85, which tied a career high in the leadoff.
When we saw Florida a few weeks ago on this event, I was really impressed by their poise, very calm, aggressive approach, which is exactly what you need for balance beam.
It'll be interesting to see what Coach Faehn does if Mackenzie Caquatto comes back into the beam lineup, because this has been the same beam lineup the entire season. And they've done really well. They've been really consistent, and the chemistry is really coming together. The team is gelling.
No denying that at all. And yet Mackenzie Caquatto is incredible on the balance beam and can bring a lot to the lineup. So it will be a tough decision.
Very nice routine. That was solid as a rock. Cartwheel with a gainer full off the side. You want to watch for a straight body position in the air. And she had it.
It's nice she doesn't rush into the twist. Sets it up, drops it in for a good landing.
Back over to the floor, Randy Lau following up Kaleigh Dickson's 9.85.
You see a lot of athletes doing their first and second pass back to back. That's a little bit of a strategy to get some bonus out of the way at the beginning of the routine and then to dance throughout the second half.
Solid routine, not perfect on the landings, but made her tumbling passes.
Dickson's score had been changed to a 9.7, so we'll see how Lau follows that up. Alaina Johnson getting ready for the beam for Florida, last year's SEC Freshman of the Year. Spicer before her had a 9.85 on the beam.
Alaina's 5 for 5 on balance beam this year.
Really nice to see. This is the area where I think she's improved the most, this consistency on this event. Her approach now is so aggressive, very calm, poised.
I like the way she does the simple things. Everything has rise and lift. Off of the beam, she really goes for that full amplitude.
Could show a little bit more split on those in the air. Boy, when you see the straight legs and the pointed toes and the stretch, sure adds to the routine.
New dismount for her this year, the side aerial. Into the dismount. So she doesn't have to really punch off that ankle as much. She's been doing a lot better with this dismount.
On floor for LSU, Malia Mathis.
Florida still looking for anything over a 9.85. Malia Mathis getting ready for her floor routine following Lau's 9.825 previously. That was a career high for Lau.
A little short on double layout.
She was in the lineup for the first time last week against Kentucky, so still the beginning of the season for her a little bit. She is a sophomore though, but still getting into that routine of competing is ahead of her.
She travels so far back on those doubles, those short on rotations.
She nails the last pass. Yeah, the last pass was her strongest pass.
So Mathis completes that routine. We'll have more with Florida on the beam and LSU on the floor when we come back. Ashanée Dickerson getting ready for her beam routine. Dickerson, 2 times the Southeast Region Gymnast of the Year. No Florida Gators ever been named that twice.
Makes it all the more meaningful that her coach describes her as her humble rock. So solid in competition, but always humble in spite of the attention she gets in the competition.
It's interesting because this event was one of the more difficult ones for her as a freshman, but she's definitely one of the most consistent Gators on beam this year. Has put up a lot of 9.9s already. She is definitely the go-to girl for the big score.
Her highest 9.975 on this event.
You see a double back dismount from Ashanée. Much more difficult to stick than the other dismounts we've seen tonight.
Oh,
yeah, that was the biggest deduction for her in the entire routine. She gave quite a bit away on the dismount, but I like that she's going for the difficulty.
I've had 3 straight 9.85s for Florida.
yeah, she came up short on this double back. Normally she'd blast this one up there. Just opens up a little bit too soon. Need to pull it around a little more.
Mathis had a 9.125, so Dixon's 9.7 is going to count. This is Jessie Jordan for LSU. LSU needs a couple of good routines here to end this rotation.
Well, LSU has 2 strong athletes at the end of their line of 3, actually really strong athletes, so they can pull this competition back in and make it a little bit closer. But unfortunately, counting the 9.7 will hurt them.
She's doing a really nice job, both with the landings and the performance quality of this routine.
Jordan won the all-around in Georgia earlier this year. Another talented freshman.
Kytra Hunter.
Back over to the beam, Kytra Hunter. Did I mention talented freshman? This is one of the most.
Such a dynamic gymnast and off to an amazing start of her collegiate career.
Yeah, she won the season's first 3 all-arounds.
She's competed all around in 4 competitions, so Coach Faehn wanted to give her a little break tonight, took her out of the bar lineup, has her doing 3 events. Doesn't seem like it's a break, but when you mentally do 3 events versus 4, it really does take some pressure off the individual.
Is that the biggest adjustment for these freshmen, the volume of gymnastics?
Oh, absolutely. They are not used to competing weekend after weekend, so that is definitely an adjustment, both for their bodies and, as Suzanne mentioned, mentally.
A lot of all-around gymnasts, though, prefer to compete all 4 events in every single meet. They feel like they get out of their rhythm, but Kytra's doing great on beam so far, even though she sat out the last event. She is still just going strong.
Wow, very solid routine. Excellent.
It's nice to test an athlete, sit them out an event, see if they can come back strong. Look how powerful and dynamic and confident that double tuck dismount is.
That follows Dickerson 9.875 for LSU. Reagan Corville on the mat. Here's the scoring so far. That 9.75 is going to count for Dickson because of Mathis's 9.125. Remember, you throw 1 score out after the 6 gymnasts compete.
Oh, she fought to try to stay in bounds on that. So she'll take a landing deduction and an additional 1/10 for the out of bounds will come off her score after it's flashed.
You can see coach in the corner, Ashley Claire Kearney, does all the choreography for LSU on the floor exercise. Former standout gymnast herself.
Talking about standout gymnasts, NCAA all-around champion Susan Jackson was Reagan's coach last year prior to coming to LSU. Beautiful split, half turn towards your tail with a half. Beautifully done. She showed the split throughout the leap, and you don't see it done that well very often.
She won 4 of the 5 individual titles at Kentucky last week, SEC Freshman of the Week.
Oh, a little hard on that landing.
She really popped off the floor
Yes.
well, though, and got up in the air. She's quick off the floor. Just misjudged the landing.
It's one of those surprise landings.
Marissa King will follow up Kytra Hunter's career-high 9.925 here on the beam.
And what an anchor Marissa has become on this event. So solid.
She's had 5 career beam titles and has scored as high as 9.95 in the past.
Watch this first skill right here. Beautiful front aerial to 2 feet, like a front layout. Very difficult.
I had a coach who used to say she has to have muscles in her teeth to do that. I mean, that's just an athletic move. Oh, she's a little rattled there.
2 big skills and then gives it away on a full turn.
How classic is that, unfortunately?
Last week in the competition against Alabama, these 6 young ladies just nailed balance beam under pressure. Rhonda was just so proud of how they handled themselves at the end of the competition. They had one of their best scores of the year on beam last week.
This is why you can't get too blown away when you see a tiny little mistake like that. It's a long season to hold this kind of peak form. This is really nice.
She's
So
the only
difficult.
athlete in the country that does that skill, Kathy.
That just makes me shake my head. I like it.
Was that the muscles in her teeth move?
Yes, that's the muscles in her teeth move.
Lamentia Hall anchoring for LSU is a 9.6 for Corville previously.
Now, talk about power and punch.
I was going to say, I never put a freshman last in the lineup as an anchor, but I guess they don't have a choice with 4 freshmen in the lineup. But she is strong.
She's got muscles in her teeth and hair follicles. I mean, just everywhere. It's amazing.
She tied for the
power.
floor title against Auburn this year.
When I was talking to the choreographer, he said she loves this routine because she just performs it so well. Really gets into it.
3 floor titles in total this year. 3 of her 4 individual event titles have been on this event.
That middle pass, I'd like to see that front layout a little higher. It should rise up. Look at that seat drop. I think Ashley Moss from Alabama did that first, but Mincy really carries that well. Did you see an out of bounds on that, Kathy? I'm not sure.
I couldn't tell.
Yeah, they have a line on the mat. They have to put a line on the mat.
Yeah, there is a lot of spring here. Look at this. Pop.
Legs together. Beautiful.
The amazing thing is she does this without a whole lot of arm lift.
Now she
which
puts a
is
mat in. See the white
out of
line in the
bounds.
corner. There's a line there.
Yeah, she's in.
Corville's score has been changed to a 9.7. We'll see what Lamentia Hall ends up with, as well as the total score from this 3rd rotation. When we come back, LSU will be on the beam and Florida will be on the floor. Well, despite a final 9-9 by Lamencia Hall for LSU, Florida distanced itself with a season high in that last rotation. And now we go to the beam where LSU's Ericka Garcia, who's back after tearing her ACL at the end of last season, a Mexican national team member. She's up first for the Tigers.
And Sam, she's 4 for 4 on this event. So it's a great comeback. Interesting concept. Coach Breaux has every one of these athletes compete every Wednesday for their lineup position, except for the top 3 scores from the weekend before. Those athletes are protected because she says she wants to give them a mental rest and doesn't want them to have to compete for their spot.
All right, solid routine.
Very solid. Gainer pike off the end. An easier dismount, but one where you can definitely stick it.
Ferguson on the floor for Florida. We should start taking a look now at the season's high score. Florida established at 197.775 on January 27th. They must average 991 from each gymnast to try to get close to that.
Interesting first pass. There's a lot of bonus in that opening tumbling pass, and she gets it out of the way right in the beginning.
Can really feel a lot of energy with this team. I noticed that the last time we covered them, I feel like just a different chemistry, more dynamic chemistry with this team.
They definitely seem like they have a lot more confidence tonight. Rhonda had said that this is the first week of the entire year that they upped the numbers on floor and vaulting. They're really trying to work on the landings. We saw the results on vaulting much better tonight, and hopefully we'll see that on floor as well. She's sticking to her plan.
And that plan, Suzanne, was start this season a little slowly and build as it progresses so they peak for nationals.
You know, Kathy, I think that loss last week to Alabama has really got them fired up.
Well, Ferguson, the senior, getting embraced by her teammates. Up for LSU, Kaleigh Dickson. Now, the last rotation when the Tigers were on the floor, it really hurt them as they had to toss out that 9-1-2-5. They would have loved to have tossed out the 9-7. Lamencia Hall rescued them with the 9-9 to avoid a season low. Dickson, just a sophomore, but already considered one of the leaders on this team. Second team All-American.
You saw her take a deep breath before that leap series last week in the meet against Kentucky. She did not connect the leap and the jump, and that's a huge deduction. She was going to get it right tonight.
And that's why we see the smile.
On the floor, for your Florida Gators, it's Rachel Spicer.
Rachel Spicer up next, following Amy Ferguson's 9.875, which was a season high for her.
Rachel had a strained calf for a good portion of the season, so she's only competed on floor exercise twice. Wow, that was a beautiful pike full in. of that last tumbling pass. You see so many athletes jump the double pike at the end of the routine, but she really rose up and finished high on the landing. This full twisting double back at the beginning is well done, especially the landing.
Oh, the landing was incredible. Look at this, nice technique, and just pulls it right in. And as you said, Suzanne, she really pops this up off the floor. Nice lift, gets it around easily. Oh, a little sidestep.
Randy Lau, the freshman from Hawaii, up next on the beam for LSU. LSU's had 2 gymnasts, Garcia and Dickerson, post career highs. Dickerson had a 9.825, which tied a career high prior to this.
It's interesting to watch the different styles of coaching on the balance beam. Breaux stands right on the end of the balance beam. Rhonda Faehn stands off to the side, slightly off the end of the beam. Suzanne, what did you do? And
I sat
what
in a
goes
chair.
in today?
I sat in a chair. I didn't want to make them nervous. A lot of coaches do stand at the end. They really want to see the line and the center. And some of the athletes actually spot the coach at the end.
You're right. It's a good place to watch balance beam to see if the hips, shoulders, everything is square with the balance beam, what is out of line, so they can go back and correct.
I never talked a lot during a beam, before a beam routine. I felt like I did that work in the gym. Good routine, solid routine. LSU is really having a great competition tonight. They've gotten better and better from each meet, and tonight is no exception.
Randy Stageberg up next on the floor for Florida after Spicer's career high 9.85.
Randy is one of those athletes that Rhonda had worked a lot this week on the tumbling passes, particularly the first one, and trying to land with her chest higher on this piked full end. That will be a deduction at the championships, and is now, actually.
The nice thing about this routine is she really lights up the floor. Now you can see she goes into a concentration mode here. But there was a lot of smiling and connecting with the audience prior to. Nice pass. Not incredibly difficult, but well done.
A lot of coaches put the easier tumbling pass in the middle of the floor exercise routine and try to be strong at the end to show that the level of routine does not go down. That is a requirement, the distribution of elements. So you want to make sure that if you start strong, you finish strong. Strong finish.
Much better landing, chest higher on that pike double back. Solid middle pass. Just a little low landing on the first pass, but she did pull it off.
This is very strong, very dynamic. See how high she was when she landed.
So the final 6 gymnasts coming up right after this. Jessie Jordan up on the beam next, following Randy Lau's 9.75 for LSU. SEC Freshman of the Week, co-freshman of the week when she won that all-around title at Georgia.
My guess, Suzanne, is Coach Breaux is quite pleased so far.
Absolutely. I mean, these young ladies have come in here and done exactly what she asked them to do. They've competed strong from the very beginning.
And I did see a sense of relaxation where they're just letting the training take care of itself. They've worked hard in the gym. They're midway through the season. And now it's just time to sort of let it happen and yet still be aggressive, especially on this event.
The 3 freshmen in this event for LSU. Jordan, Hall, and Corville.
So they started the season with only a mid-192. So they have come a long, long way. And they have a great future at LSU.
She has a nice, elegant style about her. Very fluid. little long there. Wait before the dismount. 1.5 twist.
I agree. That dismount was definitely, she waited too long before she took off the end of the beam. And there should be a rhythm deduction for that.
Marissa King.
So it'll be interesting to see what she throws.
I think it's the double layout because Rhonda said if she didn't do the double layout, she probably wasn't competing tonight on this event.
Okay.
So my money's on the double layout.
She's got quite the repertoire when it comes to tumbling. She's very powerful.
Stageberg had a 9.9 prior to this.
Well, if Florida doesn't beat their season high in the team total, they're going to come darn close.
They're a little off pace at the moment. They need to finish strong here with King, Dickerson, and Hunter.
Yep, going hard.
I do love that first pass more than the double Arabian that she used to do. Really got a much better landing. Love to see a smile right now.
She looks much more serious than I usually see her. I thought maybe she landed a little hard on that double layup.
Good jumps all the way around. You want to watch the foot placement on the jumps to make sure that they're 360 degrees.
Barely a smile at the end. I'm wondering if something hurt.
Yeah, I'm not sure. First pass looks strong to me.
Yeah.
Good form, legs tight. A little low on the landing. There too, they really got to get their chests up on those landings.
Lamentia Hall is going to go, but she injured herself in the warm-up just prior to this event. This was in the warm-ups. Look at the far right-hand corner of your screen. You see her come off the dismount.
Oh,
yeah. Looked like she missed a leg on the double back dismount.
But it's not going to keep her out of the competition.
I can see her nerves
Yeah, I was
a little
going to
bit on
ask
this
you,
event.
how much of an impact can that have?
But she's still got to do that dismount, so I'm sure she's thinking about it a little bit. But she's fierce. I mean, she really is.
Now, Dee Dee described her perfectly to me. Very competitive. And that's good. She'll go to that part of the brain right here. Focus, focus, and she pulls it around.
No problem. She probably missed a leg when she was warming it up and it slipped.
See the look of relief.
Nice punch and relief.
She's had a great competition tonight.
Ashanée Dickerson up on the floor for Florida following Marissa King's 9.925, which was a season high. Returning All-American in this event.
East Florida fans, they love this athlete, love her.
What's not to love? She's such a hard worker in the gym. She lights up on the floor, and yes, she has a shy personality, but it's been fun watching her come out of her shell through the course of her collegiate career.
And because she's a Jacksonville girl, she always has a big crowd of youngsters from the local gyms following her.
She's been coming to Gator Meet since she was 8 years old. She's already won 51 individual event titles.
That's how you do a double pike at the end of a floor routine. So she does a front flip into the double back. So that's extra combination bonus.
Lots of difficulty in this routine. Beautiful landing on this pike double back.
They are excited. What a 1-2 punch at the end of the lineup with her and Kytra Hunter, who's to come.
And here's Reagan Corville, the ankle for LSU, following Hall's 9.875. You could hear the crowd reacting. That was because of Ashanée Dickerson's score.
A standing Arabian, which is a half turn with a front tuck.
I saw her warm that up and was so excited to see her compete it.
Could be the only collegiate gymnast doing that skill right now. Didi's worked with her so much on balance beam. She had a really hard dismount, which Didi took out because it was a real distraction for Reagan, and she wanted her to be able to focus on the interior of the routine, do the difficulty in the middle, and do an easier dismount. She's had a lot of success.
I really like the way she shows that complete split in those leaps. One of the only gymnasts that truly shows that position.
See, right into the easy dismount, but she did a front tuck right before the dismount, so she had...
It's clever.
Here's the Arabia.
She did it better in warm-ups, but
difficult. Here's the front tuck, so she has bonus right there into an immediate dismount. Small pause in between, but she distributes the difficulty.
Final gymnast of the night, Kytra Hunter. The roar of the crowd earlier was because Ashanée Dickerson scored a 9.95.
Nothing better than being anchor and having someone score a 9.95 right before you.
And Hunter's gone 9.95 this season as well.
Well, especially when you got a double layout like that in your bag of tricks. It's a great opening.
Beautiful. See how each salto rose up higher than the one before it.
Technique is a beautiful thing.
She sure makes it look easy, doesn't she?
Every pass looked easy. So, what do the judges do?
What a great routine. What a great competition.
Dickerson posted a 9.95. Let's see what Hunter can come up with here.
The only place where there could be a slight deduction is on this first pass. It's close. She could end up with a 9.975. I don't know, a 10 is possible. Could have a tiny, tiny little deduction there at the beginning, but that was the only thing I saw.
This is unreal, really. Just open tuck double. So much harder.
Waiting for Hunter's score.
Everyone's waiting.
Corville ended LSU with a 9.925. Rhonda Faehn very happy with her freshman class. A 9.975.
Yes, high score of the year for Florida on floor exercise. High score for Kytra. One judge gave her the perfect 10.
So a career high for Kytra Hunter and a great night for the Florida Gators as they wrap up this meet in style against LSU. We'll be back in just a moment. This is the Florida Gators finding out that they have just put up the highest score in the nation so far in 2012, a 197.850 in beating back a challenge from the LSU Tigers. And hello, everyone. Sam Gore along with Kathy Johnson-Clark. Kathy, let's get right to it. Your impression of the Florida Gators.
Wow, this is an outstanding team all the way across the board. If you go through the checklist, they have the level of difficulty to rival anyone in the country. Now they have the consistency, and I can even see areas where they can improve. There are still some landings they can go after. So their plan, their strategy is working, which was start off slower in the beginning of the season, rest some athletes, put in more difficulty as the season progresses, protect their bodies, and hopefully be at their absolute best come SEC championships and then at the NCAA championships.
So if you're the coach, how do you lead this group after they've just put up the best score in the country?
Well, first of all, the talent that you have, I mean, Rhonda must be thanking her lucky stars. They've done an amazing job recruiting. They have fantastic athletes on the team. Their level of difficulty is good, but the talent just brings them through. And then their competitiveness, that's what's amazing. They step out on the floor. They know that everyone's watching. They know they're one of the teams that's vying for a national championship. And each week they step up.
Well, Rhonda Faehn is standing by with Suzanne Yaklin along with Ashanée Dickerson, who won the all-around tonight.
Rhonda, congratulations, 197.85, the highest score in the country today, and the only team in the SEC to score above a 197 twice.
Well, it was just an awesome night. I was really proud of all the girls. I didn't even know the score until you just said it. They just, again, very consistent, really aggressive, and I mean, they're just continually showing and putting it out there that this is an unbelievable team.
You had said to me earlier that you spent a lot of time this week working on landings, doing more numbers. It really showed tonight on vaulting especially.
It really did. More polished landings, more amplitude, and not only on vault with the stuck landings, but I feel like our endurance and on floor, all of our landings were much higher, especially on the last pass.
Absolutely. You really looked great on floor exercise. And this young lady, 9.95, the 7th time in your career to score a 9.95. You helped this team have a season high on the floor exercise, 49.65. I know it was fun. It's your favorite event. Tell me how it felt.
Oh, it was amazing. I just love my teammates. They helped me through the whole routine, and I just had fun with it.
I noticed tonight, even when you're introduced at the beginning, you are getting the crowd behind you. Is all of this crowd from your hometown gym?
Yes, most of it on the parent side is from my home gym. It's the first time that they've been able to come to the meet, so I was very excited.
You can tell you were really pumped up. Well, congratulations, and congratulations the rest of the year.
Thank you.
Here's a look at what Florida has left, Kathy.
That they have a great schedule looking ahead, and that they're going to build. They've got a Georgia meet, and then at Nebraska, Utah, and then, of course, the SEC championships. It's going to be a good year for them, I think.
Well, we want to balance this out because LSU tonight did post a season high, ranked 14th in the nation. So obviously things seem to be going well for LSU. Breaux, the head coach of the Tigers, is standing by now with Suzanne Yaklin.
Didi, you didn't beat the Gators tonight, but you had a win on every single event with a season high on all 4 events, scoring above a 49 on everything.
Well, you know, Suzanne, I don't much mind not beating the Gators tonight. Our goal was create some consistency, create some momentum in our lineups, and get a good team score. That's what we did.
You absolutely did. You had a 192 at the beginning of the season. You've improved by over 4 points. Can you get better?
Oh, I think we can get better. You know, we didn't do what Florida did. I mean, that was outstanding. They gave a clinic tonight on how to stick landing. So we've got to go back and learn from what we saw. You know, when you lose, you learn. We're going to go home and try to be a better team next week.
I really saw the team focused tonight. They were responding so well to you. I saw you getting in their face and just getting them going, and they were really pumped up and focused.
You know that's freshmen. That's freshmen. Sari Morrison is a sophomore. She wanted to be in tonight. She came out, and I really think that spark, that made a difference in this whole team.
I'm glad you brought that up. I thought that was a turning point for the team. She definitely made a difference in the lineup, and you could see everybody just rally around her.
Yeah.
How about Mincy Hall? Coming back after that warm-up fall.
That was scary, and she's got bad feet anyway. She's got a real narrow base. Her little feet are so short, and she faced it, and her feet hit first. But she came back and did a great job, and, you know, they've got to settle down and relax in their performance and breathe a little bit, but it's fun to be out there. You know what it's like. It's fun to be out there with them. They're exciting.
Great competition tonight. Good luck the rest of the way.
You too.
Sam, I was so pleased with this LSU team, especially because they're so young. When they competed so well in their first event, when they hadn't warmed up well on it, I knew they were in for a good meet.
So it was a milestone night for both programs. Florida wins the overall meet, however, posting the nation's best score of the season. But again, it was a season high for LSU. So Florida wins at 197.850 to 196.750. For Kathy Johnson-Clark and Suzanne Yocklin, I'm Sam Gore. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For more, log on to ESPN.com. Good night from Gainesville.
You lied to me, and you stole my dream.
How's it going?